To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las
This here's
puertas.
a wild ride in the whistle.
When indiscreet doors change.
So today on Miles from Main Street, we have a top 10 for you. We are doing top 10 places to relax at Disney. This is something that I'm not very good at. So I was a struggle to come up with my list, but Brian is a pro at this. So hopefully he can impart some information to me about where best to relax at Disney.
Yeah, Mikhailo, I thought this would be a great one because I know you just run, and don't stop. So I thought maybe we could teach you a few things here. So I hope everyone else gets something out of this too.
My ears are open, Brian.
Guys, if you're enjoying the show, please go out and share this with somebody. Let them know how much you're enjoying it. And some big news coming at the end of the show. We're going to have a giveaway, so stick around at the end of the show to hear about that.
Exciting.
Very exciting.
Anyways, so I have my list of places to relax at Disney. And again, this is just something that I'm not good at because I'm just constantly running through the parks. My fiance is the same way, so we are perfect for each other. And we are just not good at just taking things slow, which actually kind of nipped us in the butt on our last Disney trip because we were just dog tired by the end of our trip. We were dog tired by the middle of our trip with everything that we were doing.
You were dog tired the day you got there.
It's true, yeah. I think that was our biggest thing is that as soon as we got there, we started to do stuff. And I think that was one of the bigger issues for us being tired. So, but yeah, I have some spots that I like to go to. Brian has some spots. I'm going to let Brian go first here because I think what he has to say is just going to be a little bit more interesting.
Okay, so one of my absolute favorite go-tos that I tell anybody and everybody to do is if you're looking for some time to relax, and maybe you've got that special someone with you, either from Port Orleans or from Disney Springs, which is more likely the starting point that you'll be able to get, take the Sassagoula boat ride. You pick it up down at the end of Disney Springs, the far end near the Saratoga Springs, that walkway in between there. Pick up the boat there. It'll take you all the way across that lagoon that Disney Springs is on. And it takes you down the Sassagoula River past Old Key West, goes past the tree houses, and it'll go into, it goes past some of the golf course that's on that river. And you can stop at Port Orleans Riverside or Port Orleans French Quarter. So my go-to on this relaxing boat ride is to get off at French Quarter, head on over to the French Market, where you can pick up some Mickey beignets. Yeah, I mean, they're awesome, and it's a great treat to have. And Port Orleans French Quarter is so quiet and so relaxed. You know this. You've been there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you head on in. The way we did it is we went in, we grabbed some Mickey beignets, which that eatery is super not busy at all. So you can just walk up and grab them. And we grabbed a table outside and sat there. It was just a beautiful day. And if you have a resort mug, definitely take it with you because you can use that resort mug there. So just a great way to spend some time. And then, of course, you can either take a walk over to Riverside and explore what they might have there, or they do have a carriage ride. If you do this at the right time, you can get on a carriage ride. I believe it's $55 still. It's about an hour ride around Riverside Resort. and you can take that nice quick ride around there and get back on the boat and have that leisurely boat ride back. Definitely worth it.
I would completely agree. And we actually tried to do this on our last trip, but it was raining and lightning, so they actually closed those boats when that happens, and so we weren't able to get on those boats. But yeah, we love heading over to Port Orleans and hanging out there, especially with those beignets. We definitely made it a point to go have some of those beignets on the last trip we went on. So yeah, completely agree. My first pick, and mine are very, again, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at relaxing at Disney. But my first pick, and this may seem obvious. I've got a couple obvious ones in here, but I'll explain why. Is the pool. I love to hang out at the pool. I have to say, I think one of my favorite spots, actually, and I haven't hung out in that many pools at Disney, again, because usually I'm in the park. But we had a lot of fun at Art of Animation at the Cars pool, because they actually have those, like, they're kind of like cabanas. They're the cone cabanas, and they're free. Like, you don't have to pay to use them. It's just first come, first serve, and that pool usually isn't that busy. So we were able to just kind of like walk over there and put our stuff down in one of those cabanas and just like lay there by that pool and hang out. And so yeah, pools just in general kind of like give you, I mean, everybody knows that pools are relaxing, but like just deciding like, oh hey, we're gonna go hang out by the pool is just like a relaxing experience in general. Now, if you say like we're gonna go to Blizzard Beach, that might be a little less relaxing, just with all the things that you can do at Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. So water parks, kind of a different game. But like if you're just gonna chill at your hotel pool, definitely you'll find relaxing things to do.
The pool is a great place to relax. We did that a ton on our last trip. And if you plan it correctly, in the afternoon, they always have some pool games going on. And actually, before COVID, they would start at like 10 in the morning and go until 4 or 5 o'clock, I believe. And so if you want to go and relax and your kids need something to do, Disney's going to entertain them for you. So it's definitely worth a day at the pool. Hopefully your kids won't get all tired out by relaxing by the pool. Because they don't sit and relax the whole time. They're going to get up and go running around. So definitely go check out that pool.
Yeah, they had games when we were there too, and even like as adults, we were enjoying the games that they were doing, because it was like trivia, and of course I love me some trivia, so we were enjoying that. So
yeah, absolutely. And to go with your pool, I have written down a hammock at Caribbean Beach.
Ooh.
Yes. So there's, it's Caribbean Beach. So there's a lot of beach areas, and they have hammocks that are open use all around the resort. So if you want some time to relax, take a nap, whatever it may be, a hammock is a great place to do that. Now, I'll extend that out. Beach Club Resort has a nice beach that I've sat on. I've sat there and had an ice cream sundae, and just kind of watched fireworks going off and the things going on at night around that lake there. And also, I don't know how relaxing it is. I have yet to do it myself, but there are beach areas that are good viewing spots at the Polynesian for fireworks. So it's something you can definitely check out there. But, finding a hammock and just, because it's quiet at Caribbean Beach as well, you can just, lay down and take a nap and enjoy the fresh air and not have to think about Disney World for a little bit if you need to.
And like all of this stuff sounds great. And I guess it's just kind of like balancing that park time and that like chill time, because like all of these different spots sound so cool. And I wish I could just like go and enjoy them and not have to worry about like running around. So this is good. It's giving me stuff to think about.
Yeah, and if you're going to use Melissa, which I highly recommend using Melissa Pilgrim from Years of Experience, you can find her information on our website. Definitely let her know that we sent you too. She'll give you a little extra help if you do that. But let her know, hey, we want some time to relax, and these are maybe an idea that we had for that time to relax. What day in the schedule would work for that? What time during the day should we be doing something like this? She'll be really good at helping you do something like that. And it's really important to try and schedule these days in. My personal feeling in the past has always been that we've done like a Wednesday to Wednesday type of thing, and Saturday is when we've taken a day off. And that's when we do a lot of park days. This last trip, we only did 3 park days when we had like a whole week there. So we had a lot of days off, and that was just kind of how we wanted that trip to be. But, maybe in the middle of whatever your week or whatever your trip is like, something in the middle to slow down and catch your breath and relax a little bit. That's a great time to do all these things that we're talking about.
Yeah, always a great idea. So my second pick, and again on the obvious side of things, and that's kind of where I'm sitting, is I've picked your hotel room. Just I mean it's obvious, like you sleep there. I've had many siestas after park days, just like sleeping in that room. So that it's always a good place to go back and just hang out. I love like hanging out in the room at like midnight, like after you've done this like big long park day. Maybe go grab a pizza and like sit and eat some pizza and just like hang out in the room after your big long park day. So I like that, and it's people like to talk about how they will leave the parks in the middle of the day and go back to their hotel room. I have yet to do this, but maybe it's something that I try later. But yeah, hotel room. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but like you just got to put it in there because it's definitely a great place to go and relax, because it's. I mean, Disney sets them up that way. So yeah, hotel room.
I like that pick. Like you said, it's a great place that's been set up for you to go to relax. If you're looking to spend time in your room, I definitely recommend spending a little more money on your room, because if you're staying at a value, those rooms can feel a little cozy, to put it nicely, maybe cramped at times if you have a full room. So think about where you want to stay if you're going to be going back to your room in the middle of the day or spending a day in your room. I think this goes well into my next one, so I'm just going to transition right into it. Hub grass. So the reason I think this goes well is that it's maybe a complete opposite. We've talked about the hotel and going back in the middle of the day, and I can't justify that to myself to go back to my room in the middle of the day when I've spent all this money to be there, right? So Hubgrass, like, this is a great place to just go. Nobody ever is in that area. They're usually running past it. It's a great place. You can grab a snack and sit down in the grass. It's actually fake grass, in case you were wondering. Sit down with a snack, maybe grab a drink. I've seen people, lay down, maybe even take a nap. And Mikhailo, this is gonna be so hard for you, because you're stopping in the middle of the Magic Kingdom to take a break. But if you don't want to spend, because if you're taking Disney transportation back to your hotel room, you're going to waste 2 hours round trip right there, plus whatever time you need in your room. So why not take an hour break instead in the hubgrass? You can get a quick nap. If no one wants to nap, you can just sit there, like I said, have a snack and people watch. All right? Like, this is one of the best pastimes. All of us Disney adults know this. Like, watching the people go by can be a lot of fun. So definitely go check out the hub grass. Michaela, we're going to get you to slow down sooner or later.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something I want to do. And we actually, it's funny, we talked about doing it on this last trip and we just like blasted straight through. Like we had one off day, but we filled the off day with things to do. So yeah, I think it's definitely something that like you have to focus on. Like you have, it's funny, you have to focus on relaxing. At least like people like me, like I have to focus on like actually being able to relax because we had a lot of fun when we actually do slow down and relax. And Hubgrass, definitely one of the places I would love to do that. If I could take a nap on that Hubgrass just in the middle of the Magic Kingdom, I think that would be awesome. So yeah, maybe I'll try that sometime. So, my next selection, again, going on the, this one's a little less obvious. But I like to just kind of like hang out in like hotel lobbies. They typically have like couches and stuff set up in there. And I'm just talking about like any. Like I love hanging out in the Contemporary, like in that bottom area where they have all those couches and everything. They usually at these value resorts, they'll have areas where your kids can sit and actually watch Disney movies while you check in. Or, I mean, typically you should be doing online check-in, but it's all still there and you can hang out. So yeah, just like these, hanging out at these in these lobbies. I actually had a friend who was down at Disney recently during one of the hurricanes. And so there really like wasn't much for them to do other than just like hang out. And they were actually at the Riviera. And if you know the Riviera, it's kind of a smaller lobby because it's supposed to be like those small lobbies of European hotels. And so what they did was they actually like set up a like a jigsaw puzzle on one of the tables that's in there, and they just like sat on one of those huge couches and just like did a jigsaw puzzle, and people would come and like help a little bit, and it took them like a couple hours to put this together. And all of the pictures and videos that they sent me, it looked so like cozy, like they made it feel like it was their own like living room. Which I thought was really cool. So I enjoy that, and I think that's a really cool touch that Disney can do for you. And it's typically something that you just kind of like run by because you're trying to get to your room, and you don't typically hang out in those areas. So yeah, next time you're at a hotel, any hotel really, check out what kind of amenities they have in the lobby because they might be kind of cool.
And always check with the front desk because they might have a scavenger hunt for the kids or even for you. If you're looking to kill time or if you want the kids busy while you take a rest, that's something that they could do. We did one at the Wilderness. They actually had two of them going on at the time because it was Easter time. And my youngest daughter, was kind of tired of doing it. So she and I got time to just kind of sit in the lobby as we waited for the rest of them to finish it up. And that was fun in itself because we were able to kind of point out some of the details around the lobby and just kind of see what's there, right? And talk about it a little bit. But yeah, they get a little gift for finishing this scavenger hunt. So we got a nice button at the Wilderness that said I completed the scavenger hunt at the Wilderness Lodge. We got a sticker for the Easter one. I do know, like, if you go to Animal Kingdom Lodge, they have one And I don't know, check with every lobby you go to, because they might have one, they may not, and they might have one just for that time period, and they may not run one all year long. So it's definitely worth asking. Just, kind of run up to someone that's not busy. Hey, do you guys have a scavenger hunt going on? And move on from there. But those are a lot of fun if you're going to be spending time in the lobby. So my next one is kind of a little bit out there.
Oh boy.
So if anyone's listened to WDW Radio and Lou Mangello, he does top tens. And one of their things is go with me here. So I'm going to ask for a go with me. I'm going to throw out there the Italy Pavilion.
Ooh.
And this and this is more of a personal experience. We were trudging around the World Showcase, which is over a mile circle.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to about the Italy Pavilion, and we set the kids down at the Kid Cot station. At that time, they were doing some coloring, and we let them take some time to color. We grabbed something to drink and sat at a table near there, and we just relaxed. Like, this was something that, you kind of don't plan, and it just happened. And it's something that's stuck with me ever since, that it was just a nice time to catch our breath, recharge, and get ready for the rest of the circle and whatever else we were doing the rest of the day. So maybe it's not the Italy Pavilion. Maybe it's Japan. Maybe it's Asia in Animal Kingdom. Anywhere that you find a spot that you can sit down and relax. The Italy Pavilion was quiet that day. They've got a little fountain right there, so you got the water kind of trickling along. And eventually their performer, I can't remember his name, Sergio, is it? He came out. And then that even entertained the kids a little bit. So definitely go and take the time to stop for a few minutes, even if you're not planning it.
Yeah, and I'm about to get a little deep with us here real quick, because this is one that I probably should have thought about, because resonates with me a little bit. I constantly do this, where like in the countries in Epcot, like we'll just like chill for a little bit somewhere. But I've had several times where I've been sitting back there in Epcot and just like surrounded by all of this great theming, and I'm just like in my happy place, and I've just thought to myself, like, I love this place. Like, this place is so great. And it's funny. I should do this more often, because it happens when I'm just like hanging out, like when I'm just like sitting and resting, relaxing somewhere, and just kind of like taking everything in. And I'm just like, wow, like this place is magical and it's amazing. I've had that happen to me several times, but typically it happens in Epcot because it is my favorite park. But to go along with that, a lot of times when I'm hanging out in Epcot and just like taking everything in, most of the time I'm eating, and I'm sitting and I'm eating something at Epcot. And I mean, like if you're eating, especially at a sit down restaurant, like that's like a good amount of time that you're just like off your feet and you're just sitting down, you're just relaxing. And typically with the way that I Disney, these are like the only times that I'm just like sitting and like being still. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is restaurants, obviously. And I love Disney food. I'm definitely kind of like a Disney foodie. I love snacks. I love going to really fancy sit down restaurants at Disney. I love everything. And so using those restaurants as just like a chill time, especially because most of these restaurants are themed really well. And there's just like so much to take in, and you can sit down and just really kind of like look around, and just like be somewhere for a little while. And so, yeah. And again, it's just something that like kind of forces you to chill and like hang out somewhere for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, I really like the idea of getting yourself somewhere to sit down and eat and relax. I mean, that's the same idea with the Italy Pavilion, right? Like that was the same thing. For my final one, I'm going to the Skyliner.
Ooh.
This is not only a mode of transportation to get you somewhere, but it's also a good way to relax in between getting to your places. It's super quiet, and it can be very relaxed. It's a nice smooth ride. You're not bumping around. You're not swinging around turns all over the place like you might be on a bus. Like it's like dead quiet up there sometimes. So I love to sit on that Skyliner, and I definitely would recommend getting on that Skyliner and going for a ride.
I know someone who would completely disagree with you. That is Kristen, because she is deathly afraid of the Skyliner.
Oh no!
Yeah, not that bad. I mean, we rode
I would
it
not
almost,
be afraid
almost
of it.
every single day that we were.
It's a
at
good
Disney.
ride.
You what?
Did I just talk over you?
Yeah.
No, sorry. I lost you. I would not be afraid of the Skyliner because I really enjoy the ride. The views are great, and it's relaxing. It's relaxing.
I would totally agree with you. I actually very much enjoy the Skyliner. And like just the views and everything. I like to get the unwrapped buckets on the Skyliner, just so that I could see because you go over the Riviera, you go over a Caribbean beach, all of these really great resorts that you can look at. So, I always like it. And to kind of go on to that same vein, Brian, you know what they say, great minds think alike. I actually picked the bus as my last one.
You did?
And that's only because, like, most of the time, like, that's like the last thing that you're on until you get to your hotel room, and like just being able to be done with your park day, and it's like 1:00 in the morning, and you've got all of your like Disney treasures, all the things that you bought at Disney, and you just sit down into that bus seat, and you've got like 25 minutes of just like sitting, and like you're just so like all of the weight of your Disney day is gone, and you're just hanging out, and it takes you back to your hotel room. So that's my last one. Is the bus. I mean, yeah, it does do like twists and turns, but and the same thing with the Skyliner, where they have like these announcements, and they have these. If I could get the Skyliner chime to be the ringtone on my phone, I would totally do that, because I love that. But it's the same thing with the monorail. They have all these, and maybe it's just me, I just love all of these like announcements and sounds and everything from these things. So you just kind of like sit and just take in the Disney transportation at the time. So that's my last one, is bus.
I don't know that at the end of the day when it's really busy is a great time, but maybe after everyone else has gone home, I could find that a little more relaxing.
That's typically when I'm taking the bus. That's a good tip for you guys, is don't try to take the bus. I mean, you're not going to be able to relax on the bus when everyone else is leaving the park. I don't think I've ever left the park maybe a couple times. But that's just like, you don't want to just follow the herd out, because you're not going to have a fun time.
No, you're not. You need to wait and let the herd go. So yeah, this has all been a great way to relax, different ways to relax. So Mikhailo, have you finally got it? Are you going to use some of these methods, some of these tricks?
Next time I go, I may need to just re-listen to this episode and listen to what we talked about. Because almost every time I go, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend more time and just relax. And I don't. So, yeah. And I think we have a possible Disneyland trip coming up. We need to make a decision on that pretty quick. And Disneyland is different. We don't really know Disneyland as well, so hopefully we'll be able to just kind of like go with the flow at that place, and maybe we'll find some time to relax.
Yeah, hopefully. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I did. I really enjoyed it. But I have a giveaway as promised. Right before we started recording, some new stickers of our Miles from Main Street logo came in, and I want to share them with our listeners. So if you could go out to Apple and leave a rating and review, and then send it to me in email with your mailing address, I will send you one of these stickers. And I know that, maybe it's not worth it for a sticker, but I'm going to up it. I've got a couple of things here that I've overspent on. I've got some extra items laying around, so I want to get those out to you guys. So it'll be a little surprise. You never know what you might get, and I'm not giving out my junk, right? Like this is stuff that you're gonna like.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. So give me
Disney stuff.
Get Disney stuff. Yes. So yes, please go out and rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, and then get me your mailing address, and I will definitely get it out to you immediately.
I know I'm going to go do that because these stickers look really cool.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. I may have to order more of them. So
you probably
we'll
will.
see how quickly they go.
But like we always say, some live close,
but others don't.
So let's talk about it. We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.